Do you think too much? Do you ever have a small problem, but in your head, it becomes a big, scary movie? You think about it again and again and again. You think about what happened yesterday. You worry about what might happen tomorrow. Your mind feels like a very fast, very noisy room, and you cannot find the off switch. Hi, my friend, and welcome to this simple English podcast from Faster English. I'm Ashley. Today, let's talk about this very common feeling. It has a name. It is called overthinking. Overthinking is when our mind gets stuck. It is like a car wheel spinning in the mud. The wheel is moving very fast, but the car is not going anywhere. It just creates a lot of noise and a big mess. It is very, very tiring. But I have good news. You are not your thoughts, and you can learn to quiet your mind. Today, we are going to talk about a few simple, practical ideas to help you stop overthinking and find a little more peace. The first point, and maybe the most important, is to understand what is really happening in our minds. The idea is this: the problem is not the problem. The problem is the story. Let me explain what I mean. In our lives, there are facts, and there are the stories we tell ourselves about the facts. Overthinking happens when we forget the difference. Here is a simple story. Let's say you send a text message to your friend. You ask, "Do you want to get coffee tomorrow?" You wait 1 hour. No answer. You wait 2 hours. Still no answer. The fact is very simple. My friend did not answer my text message. That's it. That is the complete true story. But the overthinking mind is a great movie director. It takes that small, simple fact and it creates a big, dramatic movie. The story in our head can be, maybe they are angry with me. What did I do wrong? I think I said something stupid last week. Now our friendship is ruined. I am a bad friend. Do you see the difference? The fact is small and neutral. The story is big and full of negative emotions, and our mind believes the story is true. So the first step to stop overthinking is to become a detective of your own thoughts. When you feel that worry, that stress, I want you to stop and ask yourself 2 questions. Question 1, what is the simple, real fact here? Question 2, what is the story I am telling myself about this fact? When you separate the fact from the story loses its power. You can see that it is just one possible story. And if it is just a story, you can choose to believe a different one. So, for our example, the fact is, my friend did not answer. The new story you can choose is, maybe they are just busy at work, or maybe their phone is off. They will answer when they have time. This new story feels much better, right? And it is probably the true one. So remember, find the fact and question the story. Now, for our second point. Sometimes it is not easy to change our story. Our mind is too loud. In these moments, we cannot fight our thoughts. We need to give our brain a different job to do. The idea is, bring your mind back to your body. Overthinking lives in the past and in the future. We worry about what we said yesterday. We worry about what will happen tomorrow. The one place where overthinking cannot live is right now, in the present moment. Your body is always in the present moment. So, if you can bring your attention to your body, you can escape from the noisy room of your mind. I have a simple game for you to play when your mind is too busy. It is called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 game. It is very easy. When you feel you are overthinking, I want you to stop wherever you are, and I want you to find 5 things you can see. Look around you. Name them in your head. For example, I see a blue cup. I see a green plant. I see a picture on the wall. I see my hands. I see a window. Then find 4 things you can feel. Bring your attention to the feeling of touch. I can feel my chair on my back. I can feel my feet on the floor. I can feel my shirt on my skin. I can feel the cool air. Then find 3 things you can hear. Listen carefully. I can hear the sound of the computer. I can hear a car outside. I can hear my own breathing. Then find 2 things you can smell. I can smell my coffee. I can smell the clean air. And finally, find 1 thing you can taste. I can taste the water I just drank. This game is a powerful tool. It is like an anchor for your mind. It brings your mind out of the imaginary world of worry and back to the real, physical world that is right here, right now. It gives your brain a simple, concrete job to do, and when your brain is busy looking for colors and feeling textures, it cannot be busy overthinking. Another simple way to bring your mind back to your body is movement. Just stand up, stretch your arms to the sky, roll your shoulders, walk around the room for 2 minutes. Physical movement can change your mental state very quickly. Now for our third. This one sounds a little strange, but it is a very effective technique. The idea is to schedule a time to worry. I know, it sounds funny, but think about it. Overthinking is often about worries that do not have a plan. The worries float around in your head all day. They come when you are working. They come when you are trying to relax. They even come in the middle of the night. You feel like you have no control. This technique helps you to take back control. Here is how it works. You choose a specific time every day. For example, from 4 p.m. to 4:15 p.m., just 15 minutes. This is your official worry time. When a worried thought comes into your head during the day, for example, at 10 a.m., you do not push it away. You do not fight it. You just say to the thought, "Hello, worry. I see you, but it is not worry time right now. I will think about you at 4 p.m. You can even have a special worry notebook. You write down the worry. Worry, my presentation at work next week. Then, for the rest of the day, when that thought comes back, you can say, "No, I have a plan for you. I will see you at 4. Then, at 4 p.m., you sit down with your list, and for 15 minutes, you have permission to worry. You can think about all your worries. You can think about the worst thing that can happen. You can think about a possible solution. A funny thing often happens when you do this. First, many of the worries from the morning do not feel so big in the afternoon. And second, when the 15 minutes are finished, you close the notebook. Worry time is over. You have given the worry a specific time and place, so it does not need to follow you around all day. This technique helps you to contain your worries. It shows your brain that you are the boss of your thoughts, not the other way around. But sometimes we need another tool. We need a way to know if a thought is a real, important signal or if it is just noise. This brings us to our fourth and very practical point. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? This is a very simple but very powerful question. Your mind is always talking. It produces thousands of thoughts every day. Not all of these thoughts are important. Not all of them are true. And not all of them are useful. Overthinking is when we spend a lot of time on useless thoughts. A useless thought is a thought that goes in a circle. It does not lead to a solution. It only leads to more worry and more bad feelings. Productive thinking, or problem solving, is different. A useful thought is a thought that moves forward. It leads to an action, even a very small one. Let's look at an example. Imagine you have a big presentation at work or at school next week. You feel nervous. Here is an example of a useless thought, of overthinking. I am going to do a terrible job. Everyone will think I am not smart. What if I forget my words? What if they ask a question I cannot answer? This is going to be a disaster. Do you see? This is a circle of fear. It does not help you. It only makes you feel more nervous. It takes your energy away. Now, let's look at an example of a useful thought, of problem solving. Okay, I am nervous about my presentation. That is a normal feeling. What is one small, simple action I can do right now to feel more prepared? Just one thing. Maybe the answer is, I can read my notes for 10 minutes. Or, I can practice my first sentence out loud 3 times. Or, I can send a message to a friend and ask them to listen to my presentation tomorrow. Do you see the difference? A useful thought leads to an action. It is a question that starts with, "What can I do?" An overthinking thought is a statement that starts with, "What if?" So the next time you feel your mind spinning, I want you to stop and ask that simple question. Is this thought useful? Is it helping me find a solution or take an action? Or is it just a circle of worry? This question is like a light in a dark room. It helps you to see what is real and what is just noise. It helps you to move from being a victim of your thoughts to being the leader of your thoughts. You start to use your mind as a tool to solve problems, not as a machine to create them. These ideas we talked about today are not magic. They are a practice, and this is the most important thing to remember. Your mind has been overthinking for a long time. It is a very strong habit, so you will not stop overthinking in one day. Please be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. This is a new skill you are learning. When you learn to play the guitar, you do not play a perfect song on the first day. Your fingers are slow, you make mistakes. It is the same with learning to manage your thoughts. Some days, your mind will be very quiet and peaceful. On these days, celebrate that feeling. Some days, your mind will be a noisy, busy room again. On these days, do not be angry with yourself. Just see it and say, my mind is very busy today. And then you can choose one of your tools. Maybe you will do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 game. Or maybe you will just accept that it is a noisy day, and that is okay. The goal is not to have a perfectly empty mind. The goal is to have a better relationship with your mind. The goal is to understand that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come and they go. Some are white and happy. Some are dark and scary. But you are not the clouds. You are the big, beautiful blue sky. The clouds are just visitors. They pass through. You, the sky, are always there. When you practice these techniques, you are learning to create more space in your mind. And when you have more space in your mind, amazing things happen. You are not just stopping worry. You are creating space for good things. You have more space for creativity. New ideas can come to you. You have more space for focus. You can give your full attention to your work or to your English studies. You have more space for connection. When you are with your friends or your family, you can really listen to them because your mind is not in a different place, worrying. And you have more space for peace. You can just sit and enjoy a quiet moment, a cup of tea, or a beautiful sunset. So this practice of quieting your mind is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. My challenge for you today is this. The next time you find yourself overthinking, just try one of these techniques, just for a few minutes. See how it feels to have a little more control over your own mind. You can improve your English and your peace of mind at the same time. In the comments, I would love to know, what is one thing your mind likes to overthink about? Let's see that we are not alone in our worries. Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, your mind is a beautiful place, and you have the power to make it a peaceful one. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Faster English.